大家好，我们现在呢是在北京东郊一家由仓库改成的排练房附近。现在我们正在找这个地方。我们今天是来采访 John Lydon。John Lydon 大家都知道了，是那个性手枪乐队的主唱。然后他现在的乐队叫 Public Image Limited。然后这次我们也是借着他们来北京采访的这个机会吧，就想采访一下这个乐队，然后以及看一看 John Lydon 本人的牙到底是不是这么烂，他的眼睛到底是不是这么大。好像已经到了，进去看一下。
Brandy and smart cigarette, the rotten way. I take no quarter. You want to see it? Look, there it is. Good night. The answer is no.
First, I want to thank you.
No, you have to speak louder than that.
I want to thank you for taking.
No, louder. Loud. I need to hear you. I've been rehearsing.
Okay. I noticed that you have been making announcements since Public Image Limited was formed, and it seems like This Is Pill sounds like kind of a
No, listen.
statement.
I formed Pill. I'm the man that put it together, and it's a story of my life, and not only my life, but all 49 members who've been in the band. Public Image has turned out to be something of a school of music. It's launched a great many careers. When you think originally and think outside the box, you'll find a great deal of contempt from that industry. Yet they don't mind signing up imitations of you. It's all about control, and with me, you cannot control me. It is not possible. I do not accept rules when they're for fools and by fools. I'm a free-spirited thinker. If you want to understand the way I write songs, it's from the heart and the soul. I really mean what I'm saying. It's a life's experience of my friends, my family, my culture, my world, my planet, my universe. And to do that accurately, I cannot be allowing anyone to dictate. Otherwise, this wouldn't be true work.
I mean, speaking of the subject of dictatorship and control, you were portrayed as one of the major image of the 70s punk movement. And it seems like a lot of people here, especially because punk only exists in China, I think back in the 90s. So that's about 30 years or more than 20 years after punk was exploded in the West. So I guess a lot of people here are still going to think you as the frontman of Sex
Yeah, if
Pistols.
you're expecting me to still be as I was in 1970, well, that would be idiotic. That would mean that as a human being, I haven't learned to progress. The very spirit and identity of punk was to do it for yourself, to think outside the box, and to not be a cliche. And so if a certain kind of person wants to imitate my past, that's all right, but it's not very healthy. You have to learn to advance your thoughts. And the entire lesson you will ever get from me is to be an individual. Do not try to dress like me. Do not try to be me, because you are not me.
I mean, fashion is really fucked these days. And do you have any dressing tips for these boys and girls out there?
Listen, I think outside the box. I don't follow no fashion regime or trend. I wear whatever I like. And that can be a completely different style from one minute to the next. Clothes to me are complete fun. And they're a fantasy, really. And it's a fantasy that should be explored very open-mindedly. If you accept the identity of a uniform, you're a slave to the system. A true punk would never wear punk gear.
I guess, I mean, it was back in the days when you were still at the Sex Pistols, and that has already become...
Well, there's a lot of people who want me to still be what they assume was that character. I am Johnny Rotten. I am me, and this is how I am. I'm a continually developing human being. I'm now 56 years young, with 35 years of experience of writing and performing music. So I know what it is that I truly want to be doing. I'm not dictated by fashion, trends, or money.
So I guess you're still living that rock and roll lifestyle.
Yes, to be honest. Do it yourself. Be honest. You will achieve the most remarkable things. You will make terrible enemies because of the jealousy factor. You just can't be avoided. But at least they're talking about me, which is a lot better than ignoring me.
I guess somebody might already talk to you about making your stories into a film. Does that ever happen before?
Tried. Yeah. I put a book out there years ago called No Irish, No Blacks, No Dogs, and tried to turn it into a film, but the kind of people that were interested in us turned out to be very poisonous Hollywood types. And what they really wanted to make was a generic kind of rock and roll nonsense, and I wasn't interested in it at all. They wanted to fabricate parts of my true life story and invent romances just because that would be good for a camera or a scene. Well, it wouldn't be good for reality. You know, life's pretty grim, and you learn to get through it. But the one thing you have to do if you're dealing with me is tell it truthfully, or as close to accurate as you possibly can. And I find the truth to be the better story. I mean, I've had a damn tough life, and I'm still here. And that's the thing I'm proud of. And I don't want fakery thrown in there. Because I'd have to live by those lies for the rest of my life, and I'm not prepared to do that. Not for any money in the world.
So if somebody did make a film about this, who do you want to star in it?
I thought Justin Timberlake as Johnny Rotten would have been fun.
Yeah, we would like to see that.
I noticed that you are an Arsenal fan and a Spurs fan, and we have a magnet.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
So...
No, listen, soccer's good. It's a great game. It's healthy. It's beneficial to my culture. I'm working class, and so that's where I come from. I support the team that was directly related to where I lived. The entire area around the Arsenal ground. We call it Arsenal Land, Finsbury Park, North London. And so that's what soccer means to me. It's family.
Well, the greatest story behind the whole Arsenal and Spurs rivalry is...
There isn't one. Stop it. I'm not here to talk that nonsense.
And have you been stopped by kids on the street in Beijing? And has anybody recognized you and asking for autographs?
No, I've been going out very late. I think most kids have gone to bed by then. I was roaming the street just the other night, blind drunk, and two very nice policemen on bicycles waved at me. So it's true, Johnny Rotten can't even get arrested in China.
Well, I guess.
Speaking of that, what are your takes on vegetarians? And because I know you are not a vegetarian, right?
Well, there are times when I don't eat meat at all. But, I have two kinds of teeth in my mouth. One is for gnawing on vegetables, and these are definitely incisors, which are designed for meat eating. To deny that part of my nature would be foolish. I do not think that man can live by lettuce leaf alone.
Okay, but your teeth seems a lot healthier than
That's because none of them are real.
because you spend a lot of money on it, right?
I had to because of serious illnesses. I ended up with serious infections. Again, back to meningitis when I was young, and the sinus things that keep going on and recurring. And I ended up with some major abscesses, and I had to have a bone reconstruction up inside my skull, which took something like 8 years really to fully resolve, and could have been seriously career-threatening. Could have affected me in so many different ways, mentally and physically, and could have really disabled me from being able to sing. But it actually helped.
We've been researching some stories on the internet, and it seems like, especially in the Chinese forum, there are two ways regarding to your performance here. And someone has been saying that Pale isn't as big as it used to be in the West, That's the reason why they came to China to make money.
To make money? You do make me laugh.
Somebody said that.
Somebody says a lot of things all the time. The most amazing thing I've found in this world is, as honest as I can possibly be, there is this enormous cottage industry out there that is based on deceit, lies and fabrication. To me, there's people that spread and perpetrate what is basic jealousy. It's fantastic that you even listen to that or pay any attention at all. Let your eyes see what you see. Let your ears hear what they should hear. Never listen to second-hand information. All my words come from my heart. Speak to me and I shall speak to you. Don't ever let anybody tell you what it is I think, because they are lying. They are not me and they cannot speak for me. But there are many, many enemies in the world, many, many. And every day you grow new ones. It's like a fungus. And you have to learn to cut those branches off the tree. Enemies always be behind you. May they scatter, flatter, batter, and shatter.
You heard it, man.